All right, so you're listening because obviously ChatGPT is something you're interested in. And I got to say, some of the stuff they're saying is going to happen by 2025.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild. We've got this transcript here called How to Use ChatGPT in 2025. And it's not just about, asking it to write you a poem or a limerick or something.
Mm.
It's becoming like a serious productivity tool.
It really seems to be going way beyond just, basic chat, right? Like they're saying it's going to be this multimodal thing. I mean, think about that for a sec. It's not just understanding text, but working with images, audio, almost like it's developing senses.
Multimodal. Okay, so first of all, what does that even mean?
So imagine you upload a picture, right, of a busy street scene, and then you ask ChatGPT to describe it to you. But in detail, what kind of objects are there? Maybe even what emotions people in the picture might be feeling.
Okay.
Or imagine you're humming a tune, and ChatGPT can figure out not just the name of the song, but what key it's in, what instruments are being used, stuff like that.
Wow, okay. So that's a lot to unpack. I mean, that's way more than just spitting out a blog post or, writing some marketing copy.
Mm-hmm.
So how does that even work? How do you get to that point?
Well, basically it comes down to training these AI models to connect different types of data.
Okay.
You're basically teaching a computer to see, hear, and read all at the same time, and then understand how those different inputs actually relate to each other. It's a huge challenge, but that's where the real breakthroughs are happening.
So it's not just about bigger data sets then.
Yeah.
It's about a deeper level of understanding. Okay, I'm starting to get it. But how does this translate into, real life? How does this actually affect us?
Imagine weaving AI seamlessly into everything you do. Say you're, just sketching out a website design, just a really rough idea on a napkin, take a picture of that.
Yeah.
And ChatGPT could actually generate the code for the website.
Wow.
Or maybe you're a doctor looking at a patient's x-ray. ChatGPT could analyze that image along with their medical records and flag anything that looks unusual or something you might have missed.
Okay, this is getting seriously cool. So let's go back to the transcript for a minute because they talk about some pretty specific ways this could make us more productive. They start off by saying we could use ChatGPT as a personal assistant.
Yeah.
But on steroids.
Right. And the examples they give are interesting because it's not just about setting reminders or adding stuff to your calendar. It's way more than that.
Yeah.
Imagine telling ChatGPT you're feeling totally overwhelmed with work. It could look at your to-do list, your calendar, even your emails.
Wow.
And then suggest how to prioritize things, maybe delegate some tasks, or even block out time on your calendar to just focus.
So it's it actually understands what's going on in your life, not just don't forget to call mom.
Yeah, exactly. It's getting the context of your life and your goals.
That's pretty amazing.
And remember those follow-up emails we all hate sending.
Yeah.
ChatGPT could write this for you. Really?
And not just a generic template. It would tailor the tone to whoever you're emailing. And even figure out the best time to send it based on when they usually respond.
Okay, I'm sold. What else is in this thing?
Well, there's a whole section on ChatGPT changing the way we learn.
Interesting.
Using it to condense a super long research paper into a short summary that's easy to understand.
Oh, that would be amazing.
It could highlight the main arguments.
Wow.
Pull out any important data.
Wow.
That would be a lifesaver for anyone who has to do research.
Seriously. But what about people who just want to learn something new, for fun?
That's where the idea of personalized learning comes in.
Okay.
Imagine telling ChatGPT, hey, I want to learn about astrophysics, but I only have an hour a week to study. It could create a whole learning plan just for you, suggest videos, articles, even interactive simulations, all paced out to fit your schedule and how you learn best.
So it's like a personal tutor who knows exactly how your brain works. That's incredible.
And think about language learning.
You could have actual conversations with ChatGPT in the language you're trying to learn. It would correct your grammar, suggest vocabulary, even adjust how fast it talks to match your level.
I got to admit, this is way more impressive than I thought it would be.
And we're just getting started. The transcript goes on to talk about how ChatGPT could totally revolutionize content creation.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, let's take a break there, and we'll come back and dig into that after a quick message. So we were talking about, personalized learning and AI tutors. But what about the creative side of things? Can ChatGPT actually help us be better writers or musicians or artists?
That's actually the next thing they talk about in this transcript. It's all about ChatGPT being a total game changer for content creators of all kinds. It's not just about generating content, though. It's about amplifying human creativity.
I'm a little skeptical. Can AI really be creative? That feels like such a human thing.
Well, think of it this way. A lot of creativity is about, combining ideas that already exist in new ways. And ChatGPT has access to so much data, text, images, music. It can help us explore those combinations in ways we'd never think of on our own.
So it's like having a brainstorming partner who can just throw out a million different ideas and maybe one of those sparks something really original.
Exactly. Like say you're a songwriter and you're stuck. You have writer's block.
Yeah.
You could give ChatGPT a couple lines of lyrics and ask it to come up with different melodies or chord progressions. It might come up with something totally unexpected that pushes you in a new direction.
That's cool. But how would that work for something like writing a blog post or marketing materials?
Well, they talk about using ChatGPT to generate different outlines, headlines, even whole paragraphs based on just a few keywords or a short brief.
Really?
It could analyze, successful content in your niche and tell you how to optimize your writing for search engines or social media.
So it's not replacing writers. It's giving them better tools to work with.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I can see how that would be useful.
And it goes beyond writing, too. Imagine a graphic designer using ChatGPT to come up with color palettes or font combinations based on the mode they're going for. Or a filmmaker using it to storyboard scenes or even generate rough cuts of their movie.
Okay, I see the bigger picture now. It's about using AI to break through those creative blocks and explore new possibilities.
And that leads us right into the next part of the transcript, which is all about how ChatGPT could impact businesses.
I can already see how this would streamline so many business processes.
Absolutely. They talk about automating customer service with AI-powered chatbots. So those chatbots can handle a lot of the basic inquiries,
Right.
which frees up human agents to focus on more complex issues.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But it makes me think about jobs, too. Are we going to see people lose their jobs because of this technology?
Yeah, that's a big concern right now, and people are talking about it a lot. The truth is, the future of work is definitely going to change, but that doesn't necessarily mean mass unemployment. It's more likely that we'll see a shift in the types of jobs that are in demand.
So instead of being afraid of losing our jobs, we should be focusing on learning new skills that will let us work alongside these AI tools.
Exactly. The transcript talks about how ChatGPT can help businesses analyze market trends, generate reports, even write code for simple tasks. So that frees up human employees to focus on more strategic, creative, and interpersonal stuff.
That's a good point. So instead of replacing us, AI could actually help us move into higher value roles.
Exactly. And speaking of code, that's the next thing they talk about. How ChatGPT could be a game changer for programmers and developers.
I was just thinking about that. I know a few developers who are already using AI tools to help them write code.
It's becoming more and more common. The transcript talks about how ChatGPT can help you find and fix bugs, generate code snippets for common tasks, even translate code from one programming language to another.
Wow, that's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Would that make it easier for people who don't know much about coding to create software, though?
It could definitely lower the barrier to entry, which is something we're already seeing with no-code and low-code platforms.
Right.
But remember, coding is about more than just writing lines of code. It's about problem-solving logic, understanding how systems work.
So even with AI helping you out, you still need skilled developers who can think critically and design good solutions.
For sure. And actually, AI tools like ChatGPT could help developers be more efficient and focus on higher-level tasks so they can tackle those more complex challenges.
Okay, so we've talked about writers, artists, businesses, developers. Is there anyone this wouldn't help?
Well, they actually talk about some other areas too, some less obvious but really interesting applications in healthcare shopping, even collaboration.
Okay, so we spent a lot of time talking about how ChatGPT can change things for creatives, businesses, coders. But what about the rest of us? How will this fit into our regular everyday lives?
Yeah, that's where it gets really interesting. The transcript actually goes into some areas you wouldn't think of right away, like healthcare shopping, even how we work together with other people.
Okay, I'm curious. Let's start with healthcare. I can see how AI would be good at, analyzing medical data.
Yeah.
But can it really be involved in actually taking care of patients?
Well, first of all, it's important to say that ChatGPT, or any AI really, shouldn't ever replace a real doctor.
Right, of course.
But it can be a really powerful tool to sort of enhance healthcare in a lot of different ways.
So not Dr. ChatGPT, but more like a helpful assistant.
Exactly. Like, imagine you're not feeling well,
Ah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And before you even go to the doctor, you could describe your symptoms to ChatGPT.
Okay.
It could look through like a huge database of medical information and give you some possible explanations, maybe even suggest questions to ask your doctor.
So it's about helping people be more informed and take more control of their own health?
Exactly. And it's not just about figuring out what's wrong. Imagine using ChatGPT to make a personalized wellness plan, or keep track of when you need to take your medication, or even get mental health support.
Through ChatGPT?
Yeah, like through guided meditations or chatbot therapy.
Huh. That's pretty amazing.
Mhm.
Makes healthcare seem a lot more accessible and personal. Okay, what about shopping? I know AI can already, recommend products you might like, but is this talking about something different?
It is. They're saying personalization is going to be on a whole other level by 2025.
Okay, how so?
Like, imagine walking into a store and ChatGPT already knows your style,
Mm-hmm.
what your budget is, even what events you have coming up.
And then what?
It basically guides you to the perfect outfit.
So no more impulse buys. It's all about AI-powered shopping efficiency.
Well, maybe. It does make you wonder how much control we want to give AI over our decisions.
That's true. But it could also be a huge help for people who find shopping really stressful
Mm.
or who have specific needs, like, finding clothes that are adapted for their abilities or foods they're not allergic to.
Yeah, for sure. It's about using AI to make our lives easier and more convenient, but also being aware of, the potential downsides.
All right, let's talk about collaboration then. How could ChatGPT change the way we work together?
The transcript makes it sound like collaborating will be super smooth, almost like you're all sharing one brain.
Whoa.
Like, imagine brainstorming with ChatGPT. It could write down everyone's ideas, but also suggest connections between them and build on those ideas in real time.
So it's like an AI facilitator that keeps things moving and helps people be more creative.
Exactly. And think about writing a document together.
Mm-hmm.
ChatGPT could look at how each person writes and suggest edits to make sure it all sounds consistent. It could even translate the whole thing into different languages. So working with people from all over the world would be easy.
That's incredible. It feels like ChatGPT could get rid of a lot of communication problems and make teamwork way more productive and fun.
And that brings us to the big question, right?
So yes,
How do we get ready for this future where AI is such a big part of our lives?
that's the million-dollar question. What does this transcript say?
Basically that we need to keep learning new things and be adaptable. The skills we need today might not be useful tomorrow. So we have to be curious and open to new technology and always be willing to learn new skills.
So it's not about being afraid of AI. It's about learning how to use it to our advantage.
Exactly. And it's also about being careful about how it's used. As AI gets more powerful, we have to make sure it's used responsibly and benefits everyone.
Absolutely. It's not just about the technology itself.
Yeah.
It's about how we choose to use it and how we shape how it develops.
You got it. This transcript has definitely given us a lot to think about.
It really has.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like ChatGPT is going to be so much more than just a chatbot. It could be something we use for learning, working, creating, even managing our health. It's exciting and a little scary to think about all the possibilities.
I agree. And it just shows how important it is to stay informed, to have these conversations, and be involved in shaping the future of AI.
Well said. Well, on that note, I want to thank you for joining me on this deep dive into the world of ChatGPT in 2025. It's been really eye-opening, to say the least.
It was my pleasure.
And to our listeners, we encourage you to keep thinking about these ideas. How could AI change your life, your work, your community? And most importantly, don't be afraid to ask questions and talk about how we can make sure AI benefits everyone.
Until next time, keep learning, keep asking questions, and keep imagining what's possible.
Thanks for listening.